I'm Sarah.
I'm Helen.
And welcome to UKPOP, where we keep it real. Hi, welcome to episode 5 of UKPOP, where we keep it Koreal.
Yes, we do. We keep it Koreal. So Koreal.
Hope you enjoyed episode 4, and more importantly, hope you enjoyed Soniga like the most, because that's the best one. And we do love that song.
Yes.
But we're back with more K-pop songs. We've got
to bring you.
we've got another new batch, and we're going to start as ever with our new releases. And first up, this is MONSTA X and Jealousy.
Oh, you make me jealous, baby. Yeah. 내가 이러는 거 이걸 사실은 즐기는 거지. 나 보란 듯이 더 헛길 붙들여 하하번에 나라서 특별히 그런 줄 알았지. 혼자 착각할 뻔했네. 고민하다가 내 머리만 빙빙 대체 왜 그러는 건데. Yeah. 우리 아무 사이 아닌데 뭐지. Yeah. 자꾸 거슬려 왜. A little jealousy. 내가 아닌 다른 사람만이 쳐다보는 눈빛. Jealousy. 내가 아닌 다른 사람 얘기도 그만해줘. Stop it. And baby, who the X? I'm an X.
There we go. MONSTA X, Jealousy.
I really liked that. That was the first time I've heard that one. First time I've seen the video. Sort of my first introduction to MONSTA X. I really liked it. It was so good.
They're so good.
They are. And you mentioned when we were watching it, Helen said they had a lot of character, which I think definitely came across in that video. Just there was a bit of personality there. They weren't a cookie cutter boy band, although they did have like the white shirts and jeans with the whole black and white kind of.
It's weird,
classic
isn't it?
boy band, but yet not.
MONSTA X, from like I can't remember what was the first song of theirs I heard, but they were never really on my radar for boy groups with K-pop. But I really like them, and see the way you said they're not like a cookie cutter boy band. For me, there are times when MONSTA X are like the prototype for a boy band.
Okay, right, yeah.
But I know exactly what you mean, where like there's something about them that they're not quite like others, and I don't know how they manage that. I think it's some feat to actually do that, but they do have like their raps. It's not boring. It's not affected.
Yeah.
It's there's tons of personality in there. Really, there is, and they look like a boy band.
Yeah, they do.
Every look they had in that video was spot on. I loved it. The white shirt with the jeans, they look so good, and the suits in the warehouse thing was just. They looked really, really good. You might recognise. I don't know if you picked up on it. The guy who's in it, Hyolyn, is one of the members, and he's the Starbucks K-pop GIF guy. You know, there's that like GIF that's on Twitter all the time, and it's the guy. No, it's not Starbucks, but he's got a new one where it's a Starbucks a drink. Yeah, no, that's it. He's holding a microphone.
Yeah.
And he's about to say something, and then he just puts it down and takes a sip of his drink.
I have seen that.
He's in MONSTA X.
Okay.
Yeah, young one.
Right,
His little face, and he always
it.
looks like he's just so done. He always looks like that, but he's also just a cutie pie. He's all little and stuff, but yeah, MONSTA X are. There's 7 of them, and so the thing is with MONSTA X, we're also doing in this episode. We're going to be doing a song by GOT7, and for ages I found it difficult to differentiate between the two because they have their songs don't sound similar, but there's 7 of them. Yeah. There's 7. There's 2 groups of 7, and I can't.
Such a specific number as well. You're like, oh,
just is.
Who is this? Who am I watching? Yeah.
But MONSTA X, I think they go for a lot more of a grown-up look and sound. I think a little bit more. GOT7 go for fun, and you'll see it. We'll do their song later, but for now, MONSTA X, I think I love this song. It's very boy band, I'm trying to think. It's not super 90s. It's like early 2000s boy band, where we're a boy band, we know it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little bit more with it. A little bit not rocky, but yeah, I just
is
think
like a Rocky. This is a boy band's version of Rocky. That's
yes,
so
exactly.
True.
Yeah,
so true.
So it's not. We're not like we're gonna pose with the band or something or
Yeah.
pretend we're playing the instruments. We're still gonna do our dance routines. We're gonna smash it. I mean, we're gonna look good as hell in suits, but it's a boy band thing. They're gonna put a boy band spin on it. It sounds great. The music video was very polished. I liked, like, there's probably a performance video of it. I think I don't know if we talked about this, where they cut the video together. With,
where it's just
all the
dance
dance.
routines,
So there's probably one of them, and you'll see more of it. And they just look so good in this video. I keep saying
polished.
it.
Yeah, very
But
put
it's
together.
Really, really great.
Yeah, and the routine is, again, we were saying there's, obviously I don't know how much say they have in it, but there are flourishes of character in there. Like, even just at the beginning, where they all stood there with, like, their arms up and they just did this, like, little move like this, and, like, someone will, like, touch someone else on the shoulder, like, that kind of thing. It's just little flourishes like that I really enjoyed. That I'm sure other boy bands probably do it, but it was in this video that I noticed it. I don't know why, but it was really nice additions like that I enjoyed as well.
And I think so. MONSTA X have a pretty solid fan base, but they're one of those bands that are just on the cusp of being huge.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
I think they're capable of it, and they are big. They're really popular. It's not to say they're like some underground group, because they're really not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think MONSTA X could go so much further, and I think they will. Like they're pulling everything together, I think, somehow. I can't really explain it, but they've had really good songs in the past, and I think they keep getting better, and this is just another example of it. They're so great. I think they're really good. We do love boy bands, don't we? We're like just boy bands non-stop. But so yeah, it was a positive,
good, strong start. I might put that on my phone later. It's very good.
Well, I tell you what, this next song, I love it, and it's not in a pervy way. It's just pure fun pop. Like, whenever I say to people, we were just talking about this before we started, that like when people don't understand why you like K-pop, and they're like, but it's not in English. It's pop music.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
I grew up on pop music. I love it. I love good pop music, and that's what the best kind of K-pop is, where it's just straight up pop. No airs and graces. It's fun, it's catchy, and I feel like this ticks those boxes. It's a group called The Boys, quite a new group, and it's called Giddy Up, and I love it.
모두 여기 집중 이제 가볼까 즐기면 돼 그뿐 눈치 보지 마 긴장은 down 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 날 따라 burn it up wow 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 소리쳐 turn it up 지금 느낌 그대로 달려볼까 하늘로 걱정 따위 버리고 너를 내게 맡겨줘 이니 미니 많이 뭐 어려울 건 없는 걸 설레이는 너의 눈빛 그거면 돼 널 던져 We young and free 겁내지 마 펼쳐진 이 길을 달려봐 내 손 잡아 더 꼭 꿔봐 깨면 다 좋아 Make some noise Get it up 하늘 끝까지 가볼까 Go run 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 Come on Get it up 구름 속으로 달려가 Go run 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 절대 멈추지 마 가버리지 마 Yeah 손에 닿을 것 같아 궁금했던 이 순간 준비해보자 새로워지는 건 세상이 빛날 때 Yeah get it up now 발이 닿는 대로 움직여봐
Giddy Up by The Boys.
that was awesome. Sorry, I was
good, right.
distracted because, again, I was putting it on my phone.
What, that song?
literally by the end of the chorus, I was like,
Giddy
yeah.
Up. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good. That bangs so hard. A lot of members.
Yes,
a lot
I
of them.
thought 12. When I looked them up the other day, it said 12. Maybe something happened in that video and I was wrong. But I only counted 11, but they're supposed to be 12.
Okay.
So something happened.
The last minute.
Yeah, whoops.
But I think the downside with having 11/12 people is that you can't find your bias. Like it's going to take a while for you to find your fave.
It took me 5 seconds to find Taeyong. That's all I'm saying. It took me 5 sweet seconds in the video for Limitless to find Taeyong, and that was... No, I'm kidding.
So I'm sure a few more watches of Giddy Up I'll find one. But oh gosh, I love that so much. It was so fun. That was precisely spot on when you said when people say, why do you like K-pop, you just have to play them Giddy Up by the
Why
boy.
do you need to know what they're saying?
I mean, you don't. It's the music. It's like I bet those people who say that probably watch Eurovision. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why you don't need to know what they're saying. It's the music. It's one of the universal things that unites us, like food or maths. I don't know. It's just it translates everywhere. Yeah. So you don't need to know what they're saying, but oh god, that song's brilliant. It was just so fun, and I feel like positive after having listened to it.
Because remember when we were younger, and boy bands were just the kind of boy bands that we could access when we were like teens and preteens, like Five, and A1, and things like that. People who would be on stage and they would dance, and sometimes they would do stuff that was tongue in cheek. But they were performing, and just groups like we really don't have that many of them who do that now. And if they do, they go straight for sexy, like Little Mix. It's just, I mean, that's a girl group, but the boy, like, this one is so fun, and I don't know. I think it's harmless. It's so catchy, fun, energetic. There appears to be only one rapper. I feel like, was there only one rapper?
I thought I had two, but maybe. Again, I was downloading the songs. So I was just like, there might have been one. And I don't think it needed any more than that. It was fine. The rap was fun, but it was just fine as it was because you just want to hear more of the melody, and that's what I like, especially the bridge as well. I just really liked the way that sounded.
And they look so happy in the video. They look so happy to be there
in their pinball machine.
Fun. They're doing goofy stuff again. It's that goofy thing. Yeah. There's a nice theme to the video of the arcade kind of thing. They're on a pinball machine. They're like miniature versions of themselves. It's cute. I was thinking as I was watching it, I was trying to think of which other K-pop groups, not just because I was thinking of pop bands as in like boy bands from our teenage years. That's why I was like Five, Backstreet Boys, whatever. And I was trying to think of current fun groups that they're like. And to be honest, GOT7 was the first one that came to my mind, like that are fun and a bit goofy. Like Shiny have done that too in their live shows. So yeah, I really like this. As soon as I was looking for new music, because this isn't their debut single. They were from a TV show as well, I think, like K-pop Star 6 or something. But I think they released something else as well. This is the first I've heard of them though, and it was just from going through new K-pop releases on YouTube. And I have to admit, I have a tendency to kind of jump maybe like a minute into a song
I do as well. See if I like it.
And
I can't bother with intros sometimes. I just want to hear it if I like it.
I just want to hear, because sometimes the verse betrays the chorus, if that makes sense. It's like you don't know what to expect. And I got to, I think when I skipped, it was like just in the middle of the chorus, and I was like, oh hell yes, I'm gonna go
take it back. We'll run that back.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, oh hell yeah, and I was like, straight away, this has to be. We should talk about this one because it's fun. Like we said, there's a lot of them. It's going to be hard to find a bias. They are babies, so maybe we should.
Let's leave it. Let's let them, grow.
Let's not do that. But yeah, I think so. Our next song that we're going to do is going to be a popular one for. You can hear the ice cream van, by the way. You can hear it. There's no way that's not going to come out, but that's cool. You guys can know that it's supposed to be summer here, but it's actually grey when we look out the window.
It's like the sun has gone.
It was so nice earlier, and now it's just... Why does the ice cream man always come when it's too late? That's what
Where were you an hour ago, bro?
An hour ago, we could have rushed down, paused this, got ice cream, and
he's got to stock up his van, I guess.
Fill up with petrol.
He's got to put in petrol, stock up the van. Exactly. That's I guess that's a good
better places to go. I see how it is. But
do your job.
So the next song we're going to do, I want to say this band need no introduction, but who's listening?
Introducing to who?
Introducing to who? They're one of the biggest bands in K-pop at the moment. So much so that if we just have a look, this the music video that they've just released for the song we're going to do, we're going to listen to What Is Love by Twice. It already has 60 million views and it came out at some point last week.
No, oh my gosh.
Twice are one of those bands that, well, we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't mean mean to be shady. No, I'm just setting this up as if I hate the song. Look, Twice, What Is Love? Love by Twice.
What is love?
So yeah. Now Sarah, based on that song, not necessarily the video, but based on that song, do you think Twice deserve that kind of popularity?
Deserve, no, but I can see why they have it, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. I guess for the same reasons, like, that One Direction was so popular, like, when they were together. It's so typically pop.
Yeah.
As were One Direction. Very, very safe, universal. I guess they appeal to the biggest amount of people, I guess. Mm-hmm. Nothing edgy or dangerous or interesting, about it. So no, I don't think they deserve their popularity, but I can see why they are as popular as they are.
Because I think in the last episode we talked about what it is that makes girl groups popular, and it was cuteness, and boy groups it could be edgy, whatever, but with girl groups it's mainly the cuteness thing, and Twice has that in buckets, isn't it?
That's exactly what they've done.
And they are so huge. It's a weird phenomenon with Twice, because I feel like their songs often sound the same. Like that little turn in the chorus, like the last line of the chorus, the kind of the chord progression they've got, it's in their other songs.
Okay.
It's in most of their songs. That's like, for me, that's like their little kind of trademark.
Right.
But it's just a weird thing that you would have all your songs sound really, really similar. It's no shade to them, because I don't think they're bad. I've got all their songs on Spotify and I listen to them. And if I'm listening to one... This is what's so weird. If I'm listening to one... if I've got it on shuffle and I'm listening to one Twice song, I take it off shuffle because I'm like, I might as well listen to the rest. It's a really weird thing. I'm like, if I'm listening to Cheer Up, I'm like, screw it, I'm going to listen to Likey next. Like, I need to start listening to the rest of their songs, and then I'll just have a Twice moment, and then I'm done with it. And I think they're great, but I also think I don't understand why they've done so well.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's lots of girl groups doing very similar things that haven't taken off the way that Twice has. Like we said, 60 million views already on that video. There are other videos. So TT is the other, is like the song that went viral, I guess. And it went, like, people were doing parodies of it across the world and stuff, and like it just went, it went platinum or whatever. It was huge. It's got millions and millions of views, and that's what catapulted them into being so popular. And now all their videos have that similar kind of thing of them being all in these different situations and then coming together, being all dressed in these amazing dresses and doing stuff together. It's like, it's a formulaic. It's something so formulaic to Twice. And I don't know how I feel about it, really.
Maybe it's in the sense that, I know you were saying this about, I think it was MONSTA X. You were saying about it that they can be they like how they were they can be the prototype.
Yeah, I feel like they're
for
the
a boy
prototype.
band.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Twice is probably the prototype girl band. When you think K-pop, I guess that's the sort of sound you think of, the very loud, sweet, shrill voice.
Yeah.
Cutesy. A lot of very cute baby faced girls. Talking about love, talking about boys, whatever.
Yeah.
Although there were like girls as romantic interests in the video. But I think that is pure K-pop in its purest form. I think that's what it is, and maybe that's what's drawn people to it in the first place, because it sounds so different. In the sense that, when you think K-pop, that's the image. I think that's the image I get. Okay. Anyway, it's just it's that. And I think because it sounds different to Western music, that's probably what got people into it, because it's so different. And it's cheesy and it's fun, and I guess their fans might be quite young, I don't know. But it's not my cup of tea, I don't think, but you know, I can see why they've got a formula and it works, and I think they're just going to keep doing it.
Because I'm a fan of girl bands. That's the thing. I'm a fan of girl bands, and I think with Twice, this is, I don't know what it is about this song in particular, but I think even though it's fun in a sense that it's loud and it's fast,
that's
and it's in a major key or whatever, it's not whatever. It lacks their personality, and there's 9 of them, and I don't know how you can get away with that, like a song, because their other songs do have tons of personality, like especially Likey, which I don't know if Likey was the one that came out before this, but Likey's brilliant. It's such a stupid song, but it's so them, and it's fun, and it's really catchy, and this is catchy, I guess, but it's formulaic, and it's like they've taken all the things that worked in their other songs, and they're like, well, let's just
keep doing that
yeah. And what's interesting is, that's what I think they've looked at all the things that their other songs have had in common, and their popular songs have had in common, and they're like, well, let's just put them together, let's write. They haven't, obviously, like the label has. They've decided, let's take all those elements, we'll put them into a new song, and people will eat it up, because if fans are just going to watch the videos anyway, and it doesn't really matter, this song doesn't have to do anything special. And I saw recently a video, again, we've already talked about Momoland, the song called Boom Boom, and that's been pretty big in K-pop, and somebody broke down the song, and it's amazing how they did it. They've looked at, why is this song so popular, and they've looked at different elements of it that were kind of taken from other songs. So the guitar intro from BTS DNA, it's got a very similar intro. It's got a similar, I don't know if it's the bridge to the chorus is really similar to an EXID song called DDDD. There's just loads of bits that are so similar to other songs, and it's like they've just picked out all these bits, put them into a blender, and made a really nice, delicious song. Whereas with this one, they've taken bits from their own songs and recycled them, and it's kind of a bit of a mush, and it's like, it's okay, it's not terrible to listen to, but it's nothing special, and it covers ground they've already covered before, and I think they need to do something different now.
I agree.
It's not be like hating on Twice, because they are huge.
I mean, I don't have a problem with hating on Twice, but like, I know, because they're so big, but they do need to do something different. The question is, will they? Probably not. Because
if we look back at their other songs, if you listen to the songs they've released before, it's fine, but it's fine to a point. Like, if you're just going to keep releasing the same thing over and over again, you're no better than Kasabian.
Yeah, don't want to be Kasabian. That's deep. That's so deep.
You're no better than Kasabian.
Cold. No one wants to be Kasabian.
I hate Kasabian. I hate him so much.
That's like the ultimate put downs. I don't be Kasabian Twice.
Don't make me call you Kasabian again, okay? So let's move on from Twice. We've just shuffled things around a little bit. So the last one we're going to do, we've already talked about GOT7. We already mentioned them briefly. So they've kind of had a comeback in the last few weeks, and this is really cool. I love this. The song is called One and Only You. It's GOT7 featuring Hyolyn from Sister and this band.
What? I think it's dark. 어디든지 가고 싶어 Everywhere 네가 원한다면 주고 싶어 Anything 말해줘 다 뭐라든지 Just for you Just for you 지구 반대편이라도 원함 Just go 솔직히 나 원하는 거 하나 없는 걸 너와 함께하면 되는 걸 Monday to Sunday 네가 보고 싶을 때는 뭐든지 주고 싶단 말 너로 정할게 그럼 너에게 내 맘을 다 바쳐 전하고 싶어 It's okay 난너 하나면 돼 다른 건 보이지도 않아 Don't worry baby 어디든 뭘 하든 난 너만 있으면 okay I just want you 너 하나면 돼 누군가 내게 다가와도 Don't worry baby 머릿속에 너뿐이야 특별한 선물 그런 것들 다 필요 없어
Right, okay, so I think because we need to get this like as a very good point. So Sarah just asked me why this is in the new releases rather than the non-K-pop section.
Yeah.
It's a good point because it is kind of, it's not poppy pop, is it?
No, but it depends is that GOT7 sound?
Ish, like, so GOT7, they can do fun, they can do a little bit dark. For me, GOT7 are mostly fun, right. I have to say, because I think they are. I think they're goofy, but they're that same kind of thing. Like they're a very versatile boy band. They've got a group of really loyal fans, and they've got. I think in my opinion, I don't think their rappers are particularly anything special, but within the band they fit so well. Like Bam Bam I think he might have been right near the beginning, but I don't think they're particularly distinctive rappers.
Yeah,
I think but they have amazing vocalists. Like I think the three main vocalists, I remember their names. So JB, I think he's the best one. There's Young J and Jin Young. They're the three main singers,
right? And
I think they all I think they're all brilliant. And as a group, their sound isn't necessarily like this, so it is a departure from how they usually sound, and I think it's to do with having the guest vocalist in there. I don't know, do you think it would have been better as non-K-pop? Do you think it's not poppy? It's very summery.
Yeah, it is very summery, and we have had like summery stuff in like new releases before, like, but I'm not sure. I think it's honestly, I'm not sure. I think it's good where it is in the K-pop section because
borderline,
it's got 7,
though, isn't it?
Very borderline, but that's not a criticism at all. It's really good.
No, it's good.
Yeah, it is a jam. It's really, really good. And I get what you mean about Hyolyn. Is that her voice is like very distinctive, and she's a good fit in the song. Like she's got tons of attitude.
Oh my god,
really, really good.
So I love her, right? So I'm gonna. There's certain idols where you're just like, you know, when people say I stand.
Yeah.
So I particularly her, and I'll tell you why. Because she's such a good singer. It's effortless, isn't it? Like when you hear her, she just does all these runs. Whenever you see her perform, she's always so passionate, and especially when they do the upbeat songs, she was always so smiley. Because she was in a group called Sister, and they disbanded last year. If you've ever, I hate that this is the reference I have to make, but if you've ever seen the Family Guy episode where they do, it's like Family Guy goes K-pop or whatever, they show clips of, I think they showed 2 Sistar songs. It might even just be one. They showed Touch My Body, which is one of their songs. And Sistar's thing was they were all very leggy. They were like, their videos are quite sexy and they wear quite revealing outfits. But Hyolyn in particular, she has very dark skin.
Right.
And like whitewashing is so common in K-pop. But she didn't give a shit about that. She would even wear tan because she's like proud of my dark skin, whatever. That's why I love her. I just think she's amazing. And there's even a bit, not for this one, but for another song she brought out recently, there's a dance video where she's like, she turns up. Do you remember we watched that video for the dance routine that people made up for Baby Funk?
Yeah.
It's the same company. It's like 1 Million Dance Studio or something. Okay. And she joins them to do a dance routine to one of her songs. And the comparison from, you can see, she's so dark. And I just love it. I love that she's proud of it, and she was in a K-pop group where that kind of thing is like, I think there's been K-pop groups where, like in EXO, for example, like really shitty fans make comments about Kai.
Okay.
Because his skin is reasonably dark. It's amazing that kind of thing is just par for the course in K-pop. And it's nuts. It's nuts, but so that's why I like her, because she really kind of, she was like, I'm not going to change myself. Yeah. I'm going to just do me. And also she has that banging voice. So, but as for this song, I love it. I just think it's non-stop. It's like, it's relentless. You just want to, I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
Like the rhythm of it and everything, the melody, all of it. The little even the drum machine keep going in the background. I was like, it's just driving the whole thing along. It's quite an old school song as well, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, it is.
The idea of like a girl band member collaborating with a boy band. I feel like that's quite a familiar idea.
Definitely. I'm sure it's been done. I was trying to think, even as you said it, I was trying to think, have we had any examples of that? Like where, I'm not sure. like a girl band member.
It's never happened.
Yeah, but it feels familiar. Or like, I'm sure there's something we're not thinking of.
Yeah.
It feels familiar. And it's usually a strong singer from a girl band joining up with a boy band.
Yeah.
For a song. Again, nothing comes to mind. So it's like, that hasn't happened.
But it's the dynamics, not just of the group, because within the group, it's like, with GOT7 in particular, I think you can tell that when certain members fall back because they know the singer is going to go. Like, and you can hear that happens, and it's like the bits where Hyolyn is singing with one of the guys from GOT7, or all of them are like on the chorus or whatever. You can hear it's just such a good collaboration. Yeah. It just fits so well. I love it. I just think the sound of it is so good. I don't know why. And it's summery, right?
Really, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
really, really good. I like it.
It's a good song, right?
It's a good song. Good choice. Good track. Upbeat and fun, and I really love it.
Yeah. We just want a video, because it's not a whole video. We were talking about this before we started.
Only like they haven't.
It's like a minute.
It's to watch like a grainy album cover.
And I have to say, not to be perfect or anything, but apart from JB's hair right now, so JB, one of the main singers, giving him a mullet, because apparently K-pop can't leave these men alone, and they just keep giving. They gave Baekhyun a mullet for in EXO when they were doing like Coco Bop and the Eve and stuff like that, which was abhorrent, and they shouldn't have done it.
And they made it red as well.
They made it red, like streaky red. No, they've now
on,
passed that on to JB from GOT7, which I shouldn't have done. But GOT7 are looking really good at the moment. That's what I'm gonna say.
Other than that,
I'm not gonna perv on them, because they're good boys. Okay, they're good boys. We're such pervs. Okay, so where are we up to? So those are our new releases. So the next section for us to do is the classics. It's been, a good 3 episodes since I rambled on about Red Velvet. So we're bringing them back. So we're going to do one of my favourite songs by Red Velvet. And this is called Russian Roulette.
Nice.
Those were my best friends.
Your BFFs are so
BFFs.
odd. I mean, okay, the song first. I really love the song. It's still, the song itself is cute, but not in that sort of sets your teeth on edge cute that Twice are. And it is fun, like the little beep 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 in the chorus and stuff like that. It is very, very fun. I like it. It's just really poppy. Again, it's the sort of thing I think of when I hear the word K-pop. That's that kind of fun, positive, very much. It's so poppy and unashamed of it, which I really, really liked. It was a video that weirded me out. The video, so if you haven't seen it, but I'm sure you have, otherwise you wouldn't be listening. Anyway, so there's like various moments in it where they try to kill each other.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
There's like two of them sitting on the stairs and then they'll get like a piano pushed on them. Someone gets pushed into a pool.
Or they push the lockers over.
Push the lockers over on top of someone. A gun gets fired at somebody towards the end. And it's very dark. I think we were saying last time we featured Red Velvet. Was it Bad Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That there was something dark. Again, like Bad Boy, it was such a sweet, sugary tune, but there was something just bubbling underneath it that was quite warped. Yeah.
They do that so well. Red Velvet smashed that, and it's something to do with their deadpan faces.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. This is the blank.
They have these blank expressions, like especially like.
And
the thing is, when you look at Irene and Sulgi do them best. In this video, Sulgi is the one with the like bright orange hair. She's my bias. Sorry. Irene has the pink hair, like the metallic pink hair, not the red pink.
Okay, yeah,
the really light pink hair. And there's moments in it where they all sit together and they're singing and they just deadpan it so much, like there's no expression on their face. And I think there's kind of a Red Velvet trademark. There's kind of like we're just we're like amoral.
Yeah, this is very sort of
they're just
dead
doing
eyes,
this like there's with their videos, Red Velvet. I wouldn't say they always go for something dark because they don't, but they do weird, like slightly off-putting really well. Like they have a video for their song called Red Flavor, which at some point featured them interviewing themselves or interviewing fruits,
right,
or like being interviewed by fruits. It's really funny. It's just really stupid, but then the rest of it is them having fun and like dancing and whatever. So there's just these little like nuggets of weirdness in their videos, and I love it.
It is bizarre, but it's fun. Like I said, that's what they do. They do it so well.
Yeah,
they just completely go with it,
and they build it up, don't they? So like at the start, they're just there. They're practicing tennis, and then eventually towards the end, one of them's smashing a ball towards the other, and the other's tipping over. Yeah, it's just really
it just
funny.
spirals. Yeah,
it just spirals out of hand. Like they're pushing people out into traffic, because like they're pushing. I
was not expecting it. Yeah,
it was so funny. It's a bit where two of them push out. Well, there's one person lying on a bed, and two of them push the bed out like through this wall. Like you see a split screen. And where they're pushing it out to is into traffic, like on a busy street.
And there's a car. Wait a minute, because I'd never seen the video before, and there's this car speeding towards us. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was so... Yeah, it's just so warped, but they do it so well, and they buy into that concept, and they just go with it, which I really like.
I think it shows... The song itself, I think, is... It's a strange thing, and they've... Red Velvet... do really well with like songs that are kind of cute, but they're also they require people to actually be able to sing really well, and there's a little bit of an edge to them. Yeah, if that makes sense. I think Red Velvet do that really well. I could have picked any of their songs, to be quite honest with you. Like it was a choice between this and Dum Dum. Dum Dum I really, really like as well, but Russian Roulette, I think there's just something. It feels like it picks up speed as it goes along. But it doesn't. Yeah. It's the same tempo the whole way through.
It's weird. It's that chorus, I think.
Yeah, there's something about it that just... It seems like it's... The same with the video, like things start to spiral out of control. It feels like that. It feels like it's picking up the pace as it goes along. But it isn't. Again, they all look amazing in the video. Their outfits,
in their shorts, and their little like sports outfits.
It's ridiculous, really. And then there's the one where they kind of look like dolls. It's like they're having a tea party. And Wendy's hair looks amazing because she's got that like brown hair all kind of curled in. Oh, it's just fantastic. But I really love Red Velvet. I don't know what it is about them. I think it's that kind of... I just think they're a cut above other girl groups. there's something, and they're not too much anything. Do you know what I mean? Like we talked about Blackpink being a bit too kind of in your face, and going a bit too hard for the sexy attitude, whatever. And then we've got Twice going too much for the cutie, whatever. But Red Velvet is like they're singers and they're dancers, and they get the job done.
Yeah.
But there's something about them. I just love them. But I don't remember what year that came out. I don't remember how old it is. But I think it's a good candidate for a classic because Red Velvet are huge, and it's good to kind of get an idea of what they're about if you're getting into K-pop. And I'm biased towards them because I love them. I just think they're fantastic. But so I really hope you liked that Russian Roulette.
No, I enjoyed that. It was good.
Yay.
Good plan.
Well, on to another girl group now for our comeback throwback.
This is X.
It's EXID.
EXID.
For ages I was just EXID. I was like, EXID, what a weird name. But it's EXID.
Because that's more normal.
Yeah, and it was something like excellence in dreaming or dancing or something like that's what it stands for, but it's EXID.
Okay, cool.
Their latest song that they brought out is called Lady. They're one member down at the moment. I think one of them, I think her name is Solji. She's, I don't know if she had an operation or an illness or what, but she's not in the picture at the moment. So they're a 4-piece currently, but they're usually 5 members. So this is the most recent song that they've released, and it's called Lady.
I can't feel what you're feeling. 이런 네가 미워, can't you feel it? 너가 그리 급해. 대화조차 못해. 내가 너 붙잡을 시도조차 못하게 내 치사해. 진짜 너 왜 이렇게 못돼? 말하지 않아도 느껴져. 그러지 말고 날 안아줘. 여기서 그만둬. 내 말은 말고 다시 돌아봐, baby. Baby don't stop, baby don't stop. Oh yeah. 이젠 내가 지겨운 거니, 그냥 싫어진 거니. 그만두자 말 못해, 안달이 난 거니. 오늘 말고 내일은 oh wow. 따끔한 baby 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 oh wow. 싫어 그런 네
Alright,
표정.
so that was part of EXID's comeback. They had another song before that called D, but that was a while back now. That was like 2 months ago. We're not going to do that. So Lady. Sarah, what did you think of Lady?
This is so good. I loved how, again, nostalgic it is. Because the song is very, very 90s, which I really, really like. But it still sounds modern. I'm not sure what it is, mate. I don't know what it is that makes it still sound modern, but I like the fact that it's 90s. Even the sort of the little dings in the background.
Yes,
I do like,
I know exactly
very,
what you
very 90s, which is really good. I quite like girl bands and I guess boy bands bar MONSTA X, who are like smaller. I don't know, the fact that there's 4 of them I quite like. You can see each of you can sort of pick out their voices more, maybe see their personalities or their characters a bit more, their dance moves, you can pick up on it a bit more. And they've all got to be on point because there's less people. They can't hide behind anybody, and they're all good. So they're all really good. And I like that song a lot. It's really fun. Again, like the rap, the fact they came with the rap first, I think was really good. It just set the whole thing off, and then the rest of it was just amazing. From that, it was flying after that, and I just really liked it. I think genuinely because it sounds so 90s. I like anything that sounds
a bit New
kind
Jack
of
Swing in it.
Yeah,
like,
it
kind
is
of that,
New Jack
the brass.
Swing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, very reminds me of that kind of music actually. Sort of like New Edition, like when they were around as well. Yeah, it's that kind of vibe, which I really enjoy. Anything that sounds kind of 90s, I really like. So it was good. Good choice.
Thanks. EXID have just been. I think this comeback that they've had has been a slightly different direction for them because they're a really girly girl band without being cutesy.
Yeah.
I think EXID's thing for me has been like the edge on sexy, like Hanny. So Hanny is the girl in this with the red hair,
Right.
and she's the one. She gets a lot of shots of her kind of like looking at the camera. Basically, I know I was just going to say something really, really un-PG, but kind of making love to the camera with her eyes. And I've
Shall we say?
We've already sworn on this podcast. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you might as well just say
She was
it,
eye
to be
fucking
fair.
the camera,
Yeah.
basically. But she does it a lot, and I feel like the other video that we've got lined up to do from EXID is a really good example of that. But that's kind of her thing. And we get a lot of it in this video, but I think you're right. There's fewer of them, and so you get more of a chance to see what they're like. Their main, I'm pretty sure that Solji is their main vocalist, and she's
Out of action.
She's out of action at the moment. And for the others, I think it shifts the dynamic a little bit,
Right.
Because the girl in this with the blonde hair, her name is Jonghwa, and she's like the main dancer of the group, but she gets to do a lot more now, I think, now that there's 4 of them, and things are a lot more even. And like you said, where they lead with the rap, oh god, is her name Ellie? I think it's like the letter L, the letter E.
Right.
I love her rapping voice.
Yeah.
I love it. There's something
So
really
fierce. Yeah,
it's, I don't know, there's like something, it's like a bubbly voice, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I really love it. And she's just, as soon as you hear her, you're like, oh, hell yeah, you're fun. I don't know why. There's just something fun about the way she raps, and she's well into it, and she can kind of, you could hear her rapping on other people's records as well. I think like you could just take her out of the group and she'd be great on her own.
Definitely.
I think she gets more, with this song, she gets a little bit more freedom, and she can, I don't know, but the whole sound of it, the 90s, and the look of the video, outfits. There's a couple of odd choices of videos there, of outfits there in the video, sorry, but yeah, just the whole thing of it is really put together well. The kind of the scratchy vinyl sound of the sample, you know, and I don't know. I just think it's just a really good concept. We've talked about concept before, and I think this is really well executed.
Definitely,
isn't it? It's really, really good.
Love it.
Well, so we're going to go to the throwback now, and this is a song called Up and Down. Let's see what you think.
순진한 척하는 이 동공 난 네 맘대로 들었다가는 no go Then not the loco 나 미치게 만들어간 듯 탑승한 rolling Cold coaster Yeah such a monster Such a monster Such a monster Hey baby 빙고 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 돌리지 말고 no Hey baby 아슬아슬하게 스치지 말고 no 그만 좀 건드려 애매하고 힘들어 위아래 자꾸 위아래로 흔들리는 나 Why don't you know don't you know 확실하게 내게 맘을 보여줘 Why don't you know Yeah 위아래 Up down
So, Up and Down by EXID. What do we think?
Again, I'm really enjoyed this. I'm still trying to decide if I liked it more than Lady. Possibly.
Yeah.
I think I possibly did, just because it's a bit odd, it's a bit quirky, and Sorgi's voice is incredible.
Yeah.
It's definitely... I think now I've heard how they sound with Sorgi, I feel like Lady's lacking now, especially on the chorus, because you haven't got her there sort of belting it out.
So there's one rapper, that's Ellie, and then the others are technically singers.
So
That's so horrible. I don't really like that.
They're
all singers, and if you listen to, they kind of all have their parts in Lady. In this one, it's mostly Solji singing, but also they all kind of get a part, but they don't. They're shown up by the chorus.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other girl in the group is, I think her name is Hyolyn, and she is now, I guess, she's probably like the second best vocalist in the group. I can't really describe what she looks like, but she's she sings quite a lot in this too, and it's just a really fun song. We couldn't really figure out what it's about.
But the video's obviously
creepy and weird,
a bit odd.
Yeah.
I feel suggestive, but I
don't
want to throw it out there in case.
Listen, you've got them all hanging off the thing, and like Hanny's biting her lip. And,
and there's like long pink balloons everywhere, and it's just like okay, like all right, EXID, we see you, we see you, or at least we think we do anyway. But
I do definitely get the impression from them that they are like tight as friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that they enjoy each other's company, and they're really happy in a group together,
which is always nice.
Yeah, you do get that impression. They are so we've said so much about like girl groups having to edge on sexy and cute, and I think EXID's thing is like, I think sexy is their thing, but you wouldn't know it from their choruses, because you said I wasn't expecting that chorus.
The song completely changed from like the sort of funky like brass in the verses and this sweeping kind of chorus. But I don't know if it's just a chance to let Sorgi like rip, maybe just because it was very long and drawn out.
It happens in the other song they released just before Lady. Right. It's exactly the same. Like you've got this kind of sexy, sultry kind of bass heavy verses and bridge, and this riff that's going around that's really, really catchy, and then the chorus actually doesn't sound a million miles away from the up and down chorus. Right. It's that same kind of like, oh, let me belt out a note and then da 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 da. It's just formulaic. So I feel like EXID try, and with Lady it's a different direction for them, and it's really good, but they do have that fallback of having this very similar sounding chorus, but I think you can tell from them two songs that they're miles apart in it, like from where they sort of started. Up and Down wasn't their first song, but I think it was, I'd say, their breakout. It was like the one that kind of brought them into the spotlight more than anything else, and like made them set apart from other groups. But
and I like Ellie on this one, because it's, you know, you said in the last one she's got a bubbly voice. Yeah, I get that from this one. She just spits words out there, and it just sounds really fun. Yeah, full of attitude, and she gets into it, and that's what you want, really. It sounds really good, and it really adds to the song as well. It's not just shoehorned in. I find raps feel like they can be tacked on just so the rapper has something to do. Yeah. But this didn't feel like that at all.
Especially in the girl groups. Yeah. As awful as it sounds, especially in the girl groups, they're like, well, one of you's got a rap.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, do your thing now. Yeah. And I have to say, as much as I love Mamamoo and they're my faves, I found with like, maybe because it was the style of song of Starry Night, but I felt Moonbyul was like...
totally redundant.
Yeah. Like, it's just... It took you out of the song, I guess. So that's not her fault, but it did feel like they shoehorned her in.
Come on, like, speaking of Mamamoo, right? It's just. Have you listened to their song called "I Miss You"?
No, I haven't.
So it's a ballad, like it's full on, and they. Oh my god, we talk about Solar and Wheein being powerhouse vocalists. Yeah. They. Oh my god, honestly, they sing and you're just like, you should be singing like every day, like you should be paid to sing. But it's amazing. But it has a breakdown in the like mid of like, it's like a 8-bar rap or something ridiculous, and it's like, you know, in a boy group, when there isn't a rapper, like an R&B boy group, where one of them has to do a breakdown in the middle, so they just talk and they're like, listen, baby.
My eyes were looking for you.
And that's exactly what Moonbyul's rap is like in
man.
Miss You.
Yeah,
it's like, and it's like, no.
Yeah, you've got to give her something to do, and it just feels, just sing.
Just let her do some harmonies, man. She doesn't have to have a solo, it's fine. And she's my bias.
I'm
chatting shit about my bias. I was saying, just let her sit down, have a break. Christ. Just let the woman rest.
Don't gotta be on every single...
Exactly, just let her...
Do it when it works, but don't... But the point, Ellie didn't feel... Ellie wasn't Moonbyuled, basically.
Yeah, she was
shoved in. It just fit really well. We still love you, Moonbyul. We love you, Mamamoo. We still love you guys. But yeah.
Well, we'll move on now. So that was our comeback throwback. I think so. We've got 2 songs. Should we do that one first?
Yeah, sounds good.
Just can we end on that? I really like that. Because I did this last time. I swapped them around, and you saw the inner workings of the podcast. So now we're gonna finish up with our non-pop K-pop selections. The first one we're gonna do. I did say this before when we did I think episode 3 when we did Dreamcatcher, didn't we?
Yeah.
That more often than anything, these non-K-pop choices are going to be like these non-pop K-pop choices are going to be R&B.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be hip hop because there's a big scene of that in K-pop, and I don't really have much. Not that I don't have much interest in like
no, fair enough.
rock or indie, because I do outside of K-pop. Just in K-pop, I have no familiarity with it.
Yeah.
But this is one group who I'll tell you how. The only reason I know about them is I casually have come across their songs in like K-pop playlists.
Right.
But it's a group called FT Island. I think the whole word thing is like 5 Treasure Island or something, which is really cute. But they've been around for a while, and the guys are all in their like late 20s, early 30s, I think. And I cannot remember his name, the lead singer. I think it's Lee Hoon-gi, but I might be wrong. But he was in I'm just going to recommend it because I've only just finished it. A K-drama, which is on Netflix. On Netflix, it's called A Korean Odyssey. The Korean name is like Hwayuji or something.
Okay.
And it's so good. It's so formulaic of like Korean drama. The supernatural romantic Korean dramas are so specific of like, he's a god. It's just like, but it's really good. And I'm bereft because I just finished it a few days ago. I really liked it. But the lead singer from FT Island is in it as like, I think he's I don't know if he's a god or just a spirit, and he's so good in it. He's so sweet, and he plays a pop star in it, or like he plays a god, or like incarnated on Earth or like masquerading on Earth as a pop star.
Right.
It's just really good. He's not even the main character, but that would be a good spin-off, right? But this is FT Island. The song we're gonna listen to is called "Take Me Now." There we go. That was FT Island and Take Me Now. Take Me Now. Okay.
But it wasn't Screamo, which is not. I mean, like, no shade to anyone who likes that, but it's not my cup of tea. But this wasn't that. If it was very controlled, and it sounded much better for it.
It had those like relentless drums in it that you get in like metal or really heavy rock music.
Yeah.
But like you were saying just what you were like, he can sing.
Yeah, he's so good. Oh my god,
Yeah.
his voice is incredible. It's actually really moving. His voice is
I got his name
nice.
slightly wrong. It's Lee Hong-gi.
Lee Hong-gi.
But
yeah, you can sing Lee Hong-gi. Yeah, boy.
There's there's proper like you can hear in his voice emotion. He's not just like trying to be loud.
Yeah, that's what it. That's
You know what I mean?
that's. He's not just screaming like I said earlier.
Screaming.
Yeah, and it's not what I was saying to her when she was talking about the song before we watched it. I was expecting like Dreamcatcher, so the sort of like rocky song, but they're just doing dance moves. But
like a boy band,
so I was like,
yeah.
boy band. But I was like, no, they play instruments. And I actually went, do they actually play instruments? It's not because they look cute and it would look good to play instruments.
Yeah.
No, they actually play, and that's amazing. I wasn't aware that scene existed in K-pop, which I guess is why it's non-K-pop K-pop. But I had no idea that scene existed.
They don't get as much traction or like spotlight as the dancing K-pop. I guess because it's more and it's more of a show. If that makes sense, like you can have different set pieces and things with dances, and with this you just not that it's just instrumental.
No, but they do get on and play, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But it's in comparison to dance groups, it's limited, but that's not no shade. That's just the way it is. That you can't. There's not much you can do with this out.
No, you're right.
But it was a really good song. It's good.
It's good, isn't it? And it's like their output is pretty varied actually. So all of their songs don't sound like that. They've got some that are a little bit heavier. They've got some that are more kind of. They do veer towards a bit more kind of pop rock.
Right.
I really would recommend them. I think they're really good. I feel like he might have had some solo stuff, but I'm not sure. But so he was a child actor, which is really weird to me. I was like, oh, so he wasn't like an idol or anything, who's just become an actor. Yeah. So he did acting and the music and then acting as well again. But I just thought it'd be really good to do that one because obviously I've just finished Korean Odyssey. I just need time.
To process
it, to get over it, even though the story has not changed from the other K-dramas that are just like it. But I would recommend it. So if you're looking for something unusual to watch on Netflix, go for it. I would recommend that for sure. Okay, so the last song that we've got on this episode, which is our last non-pop K-pop song as well, is by one of my favourite singers. We talked about Outsiders before. Was it this episode or last episode where we were like... Yeah,
probably last one.
Eric Nam. Yeah. This is how you do outsider music right.
School him.
It's just, there's a lot of people working outside of the main record labels or on the main record labels, but doing their own thing. And Dean is quite independent and he collaborates with a lot of artists and he's a writer and a producer, but his voice is ridiculous. And I just think he's brilliant. So we're going to do... Half Moon. I think the other title for it is just the letter D in brackets. Because it looks like a half moon.
No, fair enough, actually. You know what? That's genius. That is genius.
That's genius, Dean. Okay, you're a genius. Hey! Oh, God. We're going to listen to... This is Dean, Half Moon. There you go. That was Half Moon by Dean.
That's so cute.
What did you think?
No, it was lovely. Lovely. Cute little song. I'm guessing it was romantic from the video.
Presumably.
I'm guessing so.
We don't know.
But it sounds it anyway, even if it's not. it sounds romantic. It's really lovely. Really laid back. Another one of those sort of lying next to an open window in the summer, that kind of thing, listening to it. And his voice is lovely.
He's such a good voice, isn't he?
I think he falls into the category of K-pop artists that I'm enjoying since we've been doing this podcast. So, like Chancellor, like Noel, for example, like PH1, just very confident, smooth male voices.
Yeah,
that I'm
it's
really
really
enjoying.
it's
really,
something about
really
that,
nice.
isn't it?
Yeah. And he was probably holding back in that song. He didn't. I don't know. I think he could do so much more if he really let loose. I don't know if there's any of his other songs where he does that, but no, that was really nice. It was a good little tune, very easy going, easy listening.
Yeah,
easy listening.
He's like, for me, Dean is like a proper artist. You know,
Right.
you get singers and you get artists, and that's him. Like Dean, he writes and he features and he produces, and every time he features on someone else's record, he kills it. Like he's on a DPR live song. Okay, this is not. I'm a fan. The thing is that every time I talk about DPR, it sounds like I'm about to slag him off.
He's trashed the DPR live. Like,
all right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah,
It's just, but he features on a song. I think it's called "You Don't Know Me," or it's called "Know Me Now." But the song is called it goes like, "You don't know me now."
Right.
You don't know me now. And Dean features on it, and when he comes in, you're just like, "Oh, there he is."
Yeah,
there he is,
yeah.
and it's just great. He brings his exact same sound, like his kind of trademark, really his gentle voice, if that makes sense. But it's controlled, but it's gentle, but there's passion to it, like when he sings. And he does kind of, as the song builds up, he gets into his higher register and he sings a bit more powerfully, but he's so laid back, and it's like deliberately laid back. And I think it's just, it's such a good sound. But he never does too much. Like we said this about Hoodie, like they know exactly how much to do, and they know that they can belt something out and it's in their reserve, but they don't need to, because what they're doing is just so spot on and they do it so well. There's so many other songs by Dean that I was like, we could have done so many other songs, but
why this one over the others?
I think because I can't remember when the first time I heard it was, but I think it's because it's so weird, and it's just a good indication of how he can make something weird work. Like just the hook of love the sun, love the moon, like, and how that little riff sounds like it should come at the end of something, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a fucking helicopter.
sorry about this, guys.
It's the feds. They don't want us talking about Dean. They don't want us talking about Dean.
Who's trying to shut us down?
They don't, yeah.
The circling.
It's SM Town. They know we've been using their music on license. There'd be jokes if it actually was.
Actually, well, I would love it. I was like,
SM Town coming
tell
on,
the
like,
grandkids. I
please
actually love
stop.
it. Just circling like.
But they're telling us to stop
You better not be listening
Korean.
to K-pop down there. Like
They say it in Korean and we don't know what they're saying. We're like, we love Shiny. You just see SM and we're like, we'll come with you. And they start gunning us down.
We'll come with you.
We'll come with you. You're like, yeah, let's go song. Jesus,
SWAT team like through the window.
They
Take us the
they
fuck
could
out.
get through that window. I'd let them in. I'd be like, do you know on you? Because I.
While you're getting coughed,
listen,
like,
listen, if it's not on you, Taeyong, I'm not like, Taeyong's the backup choice because he's young, but on you's the same age, and I'm like, really? He led away. My mum and dad were like, what the hell is that? Nothing, I'm just going to get married.
I love you guys.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, like, can you just edit the podcast out? Edit the podcast out. I'll explain how to do it. Get someone who knows how to use Logic and
It won't get done. Right?
It won't get done.
They're just trying to get their daughter out of Korea. Like, I know your podcast is, we haven't done it. Oh, God.
And it's me, like, languishing in a South Korean jail. And I did it for you guys.
You freaking appreciate it.
Jesus, I love that.
Gave up my freedom for the cause.
For the one person who listens, and that's me. For that one listener, and I can't listen to it, so they take us down. Jeez. Yeah, well, I guess we... So that was Dean. That was Dean Half Moon. Hopefully
Love
in the
him.
future sometime we can do another one of his songs, because he's got loads, and I've got ideas for these non-K-pop ones. I've been thinking about them. And I should say, like, I feel like I should have said this before, but the non-pop K-pop ones, are rarely going to be new ones.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
not the point of it. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like I should say that, because we've got the new songs at the beginning, and then when we do the comeback throwback thing, the comeback song is always going to be a new song. The classic's going to be a classic, and then when we come to non-K-pop, the point is to show you what else is available, if that makes sense. So it's not always going to be a new song. It might sometimes be if there's a new...
If it fits, if it's a new song and it fits into the category.
Because I was tempted to put Wheein's song in from last episode.
Okay, yeah.
I was tempted to put that into the non-K-pop, but I figured it was just a bit too mainstream.
Sure.
It's too mainstream.
It kind of get it. It kind
It's
of
too
is,
mainstream,
right?
you guys.
It kind of is.
But it's just to see what else is out there, and they might not even be active bands anymore. But I just thought it would be good. So yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
especially for that weird digression we just had at the end about me being kidnapped.
Well, just to clarify, we're fine.
So if I get kidnapped, But look, if I ever do get kidnapped and taken to Seoul, please appeal to Onyu from SHINee, because I'm sure he would get me out of jail, and then I could marry him.
Of course, he's got to meet his future wife.
Yeah,
right.
And in the meantime, we can work on the polygamy laws, and I can also marry Taeyong. I mean, it's perfect.
Work on the polygamy.
You can be doing that.
Yeah,
you have a law degree.
Yes, I got sorted. So this is the last episode of UKPOP, because we now have a crusade.
We're taking this out and a worldwide polygamy law just so that I can marry 2 K-pop idols.
You're Henry VIII. You're literally Henry VIII. You are Henry VIII.
Why stop at 2? Why am I stopping at 2? We haven't had a good look at the boys from Giddy Up. I
swear down they're 12. Though.
They're 12. They are fully 12. So I should tell you actually, while this is recording, I saw there's an article, I think I saw it on Twitter, so I can't remember which Korean pop website or account it was. But it was all I saw was NCT, and it was our motivation, or our work ethic, something or other, or how our identity, and rah rah rah. And I was like, no, this should be interesting. And I was like, I can't see Taeyong in the lineup, so I was like, who's this? Right. But it's NCT Dream. And do you remember I told you about the baby group?
Cutesy boys.
And it's been a year or so since they were the cutesy boys, and now they're looking like much older teenage boys. And I was like, wow, stop! I don't want them to ever grow up. I want them to be cute
little babies forever.
I really
do. They haven't found a way of doing that yet. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, because I just think they're little sweethearts. But what's very funny is whoever. The no one who was listening to this. This is just a long running thing with us. It's just us two. But there's also a video. There's a show called Weekly Idol, and it's kind of a variety show where every week one or two or every episode 1 or 2 acts, K-pop acts, go on. Usually it's one band, but sometimes it'll be more than one, and they just do a bunch of games and stuff. It's just a really fun show, and there's lots of episodes up now with English subtitles. They do it maybe a week after it comes out or something.
Cool.
Someone
Is this on YouTube? Or?
It's all on YouTube, yeah. And NCT in their entirety went on, and it was so funny because they did this thing where they were introduce yourselves to the camera, so they all lined up in a circle and went round, and then they got back to the beginning and started going again just as a joke. It was just really funny because it's about 18 of them. So they're all going round and they're saying their names and coming up to the camera and doing a thing, a gesture or a wink, and it just goes back to the beginning and they're like, go do it again. It's just really funny, and I just started thinking, I was like, they're not even done yet. There's gonna be more members, and they're gonna get insane.
That is insane.
NCT, there's gonna be eventually there'll be a small town just for NCT.
NCT will be
a borough.
Roman numerals for the amount of people.
Yeah. They'll be the NCT borough of Seoul, and then a city and whatever. They'll have to elect a government, a democracy within NCT.
Their own lawless state. Poor NCT.
Oh, Jesus. But
God.
Well, that brings us to the end.
Note, yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time. Bye. Jesus.